Hey guys, Zerkaa here, and today I've got something a little bit different for you. After I did my Brazilian skill slash sweat squad, loads of you guys asked me to do some more squad builders, so that's what I've gone out and done. I've got a few ideas I've got down, and for this one I've got a Millwall team showcasing both the present players that are playing for Millwall and players that have previously played for Millwall at some point. There's actually a ton of players that I could have used, but this is what I've got. I've made a team that still has 100 chemistry, so some of you guys may be happy about that. I know a lot of people doing squad builders at the moment that aren't teams of 100 chemistry. They're just teams that like you can just show and just go through, and it's kind of fun and interesting. But this one I still try to make it my best to make it a really a team that actually worked. So in the future, if you want me to do teams that are just random, like certain players, like any of a random theme, I can't really think of a theme, like players with afros or something, then I'll do that in the future. But if you want me to try and make squads that do have 100 chemistry, then say about that as well. But I'm going to start off with the goalkeeper. We've got David Ford in goal, who does currently play for Millwall. He is currently the Ireland #1, and he has an inform card there of 70. And I did actually play a few games. He cost me 23,000 coins there, as you can see. Pretty expensive, to be fair, but I mean, he's an informed goalkeeper, so what do we expect? We then have Carly Osborne, a bronze player, centre back. He does play for us. He doesn't actually get that many games. I bought him for 24,000 coins because he is a player that is expensive due to that 81 pace that he does have. So that's the reason why he is really expensive, because he used to be, I think he's one of basically the key player that everyone has in any bronze sweat team, because just due to that pace, as I said. I then have Danny Shitu in centre back, and he obviously is one of Millwall's key players right now. Yeah, he's pretty. I think he's actually the captain right now as well. I bought him for 500 coins, and he's pretty slow, 50 pace, but he does have I don't think you can see it here, but he does have like a 92 strength. We then have Makanda Weary on the right centre back. He doesn't actually play for us anymore. He's actually on loan at Southend, I believe. We bought him for 600 coins, and I put him there purely because I wanted to get the 100 chemistry. I'll show you some other players that could have gone there when I go down to the substitutes. So I've made substitutes and reserves that are all still players that do play for Millwall and or have previously played for Millwall. So we then move on to CDM, and we have Jimmy Abdu here, or also known as Najim Abdu, but obviously the fans just call him Jimmy Abdu for just the ease of the name. And I bought him for 800 coins. He's pretty much one of the Mill legends that's currently playing for us, and everyone loves him. He's not the best of players, I mean, but he runs his heart out, and everyone just loves him for that reason. I mean, most Mill fans just love a player that runs their heart out, and he's one of those. We then move on to our first player that used to play for Millwall, and that is Tim Cahill. Obviously the player who went to Everton. We sold him to Everton for, I believe, I think it was like 2.1 million. And he was the reason why Millwall got to the FA Cup final in 2004. He actually scored the winning goal in the semi-final against Sunderland at Old Trafford. I bought him for 1,000 coins. He's currently playing at New York Red Bulls in the MLS. So I think he moved from Everton straight to MLS there, I think. Now we're going to move on to left mid, and we have Chris Taylor. I call him the Ginger Ninja when I used to play him in my career mode series. He has 4-star skills and a 4-star weakness. He's actually a really good player, to be fair. And I bought him for 350 coins, and actually he's a really solid player for 350 coins. I mean, if you want to put someone if you want to make a championship team, he's probably a good choice. Obviously, he hasn't got the pace, but he has got the skill to do things. We're going to look at our centre attacking mid, and we have Liam Trotter, and I put him in there. I mean, he's not one of the most favoured players in the world right now. He's typically known to be a pretty lazy player, but when he does play well, he's probably one of our best players. And I bought him for 150 coins. We're now going to move into right mid, where we have probably our most expensive player in the team, and that is Andros Townsend. It's Andros Townsend, and he had a brief spell on loan with us from Tottenham. I think it might have been last season or the season before. And he has an inform card. He's currently playing for QPR, and he has an inform card that is worth 180,000 coins. I think I kind of overpaid for that, but I think he's actually worth 170,000 coins. But I didn't want to wait to finish the bid, and I just wanted to buy it now so I can make the squad. We are now going to move on into the strikers, and two of these players aren't the most favourite players in Millwall fans' eyes. We start off with Chris Wood, who was on loan with us at the beginning of this season. He got an inform card here worth 27,000 coins. He was on loan with us, and he scored like 13, 14 goals for us. And we actually put in a bid for him to sign him on a permanent deal. We decided to go to Leicester instead. Leicester are one of those teams that jump in and take anyone's players that does well because they have the money to do so, and that's exactly what they did. Apologies if you're a Leicester fan, but you know it's true. We're now going to move on to Steve Morrison, who we bought from Stevenage for 100,000, I believe 150,000. And he played for us for 2 years and was one of Millwall's favourite players. But he actually left us. He decided to leave us because he wanted to get some Premiership football, and he was sold to Norwich for £2 million. And he had one season there, didn't do too well. I mean, 2 seasons actually. And then he's now gone to Leeds this year. He was swapped with Leeds player Luciano Becchio, and he is now residing at Leeds. Mill did also come in to try and sign him again, but he decided to go to Leeds instead, which is a really weird decision considering that if Mill and Leeds are rivals, so it's probably a really bad decision to do so, but that's what he did. And we're now going to go on into the substitutes, and we now have Lewis Graben, and he was actually featured in one of 2Sync's videos, 2Sync FIFA's videos, and they said that he was a really good player for a bronze player, so I'll put him in here anyway. He used to play for us for a brief spell as well. We then got Liam Feeney, who is a pacey right winger who's got 87 pace, as you can see, and he is currently playing for us. We're then going to go and look at Jamie O'Hara. Now, Jamie O'Hara plays for Wolves. Obviously, Wolves are in the Championship. They did have their time in the Premiership, and he was playing for them at that period of time. And he was on, I think he was with us for about a year or two, might have been a year actually. And I got him for 400 coins, another cheap player, a pretty decent player as well, and one of the highest rated players we actually got in this team. And then got Andy Keogh, who is Irish, and he plays for us at this current in time as well. We then got Neil Harris, who is basically Millwall's all-time best player, pretty of my generation anyway. He is the highest goal scorer for Millwall of any time, and probably one of Millwall's favourite players. We're then going to have, obviously he's not a very good player to have in the team, but I've got him in there anyway just to add out of respect for him. Then we've got Glenn Johnson, who obviously plays for Liverpool and England, and obviously I couldn't really fit him into. I would have put him in the team opposed to Makinda Weary, but obviously he is a right back and he doesn't really fit into a 3-5-2 formation that well, so that's why he's not there. And he is the highest rated player in this team. We then got Rakon, who doesn't actually play for us anymore. He actually went to Portsmouth, I believe now. But obviously here he is still playing for us, and I added him in purely because out of chemistry, but I didn't end up using him anyway. We then got Lloyd Dyer, who was on a brief spell on loan with us a period, but he is now at Leicester full time. And he's got 88 pace, again another pacey winger that you could use in a silver team. And you've got James Henry, who currently plays for us and probably one of Millwall's best players at this current moment in time. We then got Jason Puncheon, who we actually had on loan from Southampton, and we was actually going to sign him on a permanent deal until he went out and scored a hat-trick against Crystal Palace, and then ended up not actually signing for us because they put up his price tag and we couldn't actually afford it. And he obviously now plays in the Premiership, and he's famously known for having a poo in the middle of a game. He obviously left the pitch to go have a poo and then came back on. And we've got Zach Whitbread, who currently plays for Leicester, and he was with us for a good 3 or 4 years, and he then went to Leicester. And he went to the Traitors of Leicester. He's not the Traitors of Leicester, but he went to Leicester, the team that picks up any other player that does well for anyone. And we got Harry Kane here last, who had a brief spell on loan for us last season, and he's not playing. He's actually playing for Leicester as well now. But he is obviously actually with Norwich, but he's actually on loan at Leicester as it currently stands. And that is the end of this squad builder. I've got some gameplay to show you guys now, and we're going to jump into that gameplay now, and we'll see how we get on with this team. Right, so I went out and played 2 games in Division 1. Obviously not the best of ideas, to be fair, looking at the team we come up against here. We've got a guy with Cristiano Ronaldo, Benzema, and like just a crazy team. Casillas in goal, Pepe and Sergio Ramos at the centre-backs. So it's going to be a very difficult team to play against. So this will really test how good this team really is and how good Millwall are. And we started off in the 3rd minute here. Chris Taylor with the ball down left-hand side puts in a cross, and Trotter gets his head up and scores that in the first in the 4th minute there. And I was expecting him to rage quit, but he didn't. And so we carried on playing. I'm assuming he saw my team and thought I can easily beat this team with my team. We got Steve Morrison here with the ball, and then scores to make it 2-0. And I'm pretty happy with that goal there. Pretty shitty to be fair, but oh well. He gets then puts through here, puts Kaka through, and Carly Osborne catches out. Look at that pace that he has. But now I took him out. He turned at the perfect time, and Carly Osborne actually goes out and gets sent off here. So that put me in a really sticky situation. Obviously, only having 10 men against this team. But I was 2-0 up, so I carried on, persisted and carried on and tried to keep on hold on to that victory. Trot of a nice run there, plays it to Morrison. Morrison scores that there to make it 3-0, and this was just embarrassing for this kid. Like the fact that I was even winning with the team that I've got here. And then go into the 87th minute here. Morrison gets played through again by Trotter, and then that nice finish there with his left foot to make it 4-0. And that was a game over. We're now going to move on into our second game now, and this guy has a pretty decent team. David Luiz, Dede in centre back, and Diego Alves in goal. He's got Emanike and Wellington, so some very pacey players up near the top. So now and again, another difficult team to play against. We only had 94 chemistry, so that was obviously an advantage to me. So play through Taylor again, playing down the left-hand side, using that pace that he's like kind of pace that he hasn't really got, but he's got some. Plays in a great cross here over to Morrison. Morrison gets his head up and scores there again to score his 4th goal for me in those 2 games. Scored obviously a hat-trick in that last game, and then scored a goal in here again. We're now going to move on a bit later into the game, 25th minute here. Team carried all, plays it to Wood. Wood then passes it to Taylor. Again, Taylor being involved, puts in another cross, and Abdu gets set up to that from CDM position and scores that to make it 2-0. And that was game over again. So in the 2 games that I played in Division 1, I won 6-0 overall and got 6 points out of the 6 points that I could get. So this team done surprisingly well, to be honest. So I was pretty happy with that. And that's the end of today's squad build. If you enjoyed the squad, please leave a like. And if you have any squads you think I should build, then please leave a comment saying the kind of squad you want me to build, and I shall see what I can do. And other than that, I shall see you guys soon. Goodbye.